How teachers' kids comply. I was raised to be respectful and polite. Being a teacher's kid, I not only had to maintain my rep, but my parents as well. To this day, I still get anxiety when it comes to rules, be they social, business, or unspoken. Breaking them is near impossible. I may not have been a rebellious teenager, but I was passive-aggressive and could be petty at times. Here's an example of how a teacher's kid maliciously complies. There is a vocational school that students from my county and several others have the option to attend for their last 2 years of high school. It was highly recommended and it became a tradition for the 8th and 10th graders to take a field trip there to promote our attendance. So, the first time I went, I was 14 and pretty excited to see what they had to offer. After a 50 minutes bus ride, we were separated into groups and given different tours. 15 to 20 minutes later, they gave us a bathroom break. Imagine my surprise and terror when I was almost immediately waylaid by our guide and ushered into the campus office where I was lectured on the dress code and handed a roll of duct tape. I had to tape over the holes in my jeans before I was allowed to continue the tour. Outwardly, I was sheepish and apologetic for not being aware of the differing code. Inwardly, I was pretty pissed. Not only was it kind of embarrassing because I looked stupid, but it ruined my favorite jeans. They were comfy. By ripping them further and making them unwearable by my own school's dress code. 2 years later, in 10th grade, when I was 16 and getting ready for our second field trip, I looked back on that memory and schemed according to their dress code. The only problem with my jeans should have been the nickel-sized hole below my pocket, exposing skin, which would equate to wearing short shorts. However, they made me tape all the holes, and one of the secretaries had the gall to mutter about disrespectful kids, disregarding the cliché, me. So, age 16, I showed up in the most heavily distressed hole-filled jeans I owned. One hole completely exposed a knee, the bottom of a pocket hanging out of another, and some of the fabric on my upper thigh was barely being held together by frayed strings. Of course, no one could say anything because I was wearing leggings underneath and therefore no skin was bared. I looked tacky, but it was worth it. It might seem crazy, wearing stripes and plaid. 3 specific things in my HS dress code are totally my fault. Sorry, not sorry. As a teacher's kid myself, I really get how you're not just representing yourself, but also your parent. My mom was also the president of the local teachers' union, so every teacher knew her and us by extension. I was the pathologically good child. High grades. Every teacher loved me, except for my 9th grade PE teacher. He'd had my mom as his 7th grade English teacher, and she had given him C's, so he was bound and determined to make sure I got a C in PE. Which I did because I couldn't run a 12-minute mile. I could walk it easy. But he wanted me to run the whole thing, since I knew I was never going to run the whole thing. On test day I just walked it backwards the whole way. Made it in 11:30, but I still got a C. The only time I got sent to the principal's office was in 8th grade. My math teacher was also the football coach, and he liked to put all the cheerleaders in their short skirts in the front row so he could flirt with them. I was put in the far back corner and spent most of my time reading. One day he told me to put my book down and pay attention. I said when he stopped flirting with the cheerleaders and actually taught something I didn't already know, I'd pay attention. He was also one of my mom's former students who didn't do well in her class. I had that man for 3 years of math, and didn't learn anything from him apart from the fact that mouthing off to teachers might have got me sent to the principal's office. But it didn't get me in trouble at home. She already knew which teacher sucked. I'm pretty pissed how adults dare to interfere with kids' expressions that way. I bet you looked magnificent. Reddit turnaround. I.e. that little truth that sprouted. Op was a guy, not a chick, wearing tights under his holy jeans and, at the moment, decided transgender might be a viable option.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.